Vertex 42's Debt Reduction Calculator makes it easy to learn how to save the most money and pay off your debts as quickly as possible. To use it, first you'll insert the date that you'll start making payments. Then you can clear out the sample data we've included and start putting in the information that you have. You'll put in your creditor's name, the balance that you're charged, the rate you need to pay, and the minimum monthly payments. You can do this for up to 10 different creditors. And then you'll see that the payment column totals up how much you have to make according to your minimum monthly payments. The next step is to look at your budget and figure out how much you can afford to pay toward your debt. You'll enter that value here in the monthly payment cell. The difference between how much you can pay and how much you have to pay will be your initial snowball. This is the extra payment that will be applied to the first debt. The snowball amount will grow as you pay off each debt. Your budget will remain simple because you'll be making the same monthly payment every time. So the next step is to decide which debt to throw the snowball at first. We have a few different strategies, and you can select them and see the table update showing you the order that you're going to pay off your creditors in, the total interest you'll be paying them with a grand total down here, and when you'll be complete with each of those payments. All of these strategies use what is called the snowball effect, which you can see illustrated in this chart. The snowball is represented by these green bars. Because you're making the same total payment each month, whenever you pay off a debt, your snowball grows. So let's select the lowest balance strategy and see what happens. This is commonly called the snowball strategy. And the benefit of this approach is that it knocks off the smallest debts early on. And that can be a great feeling to not be carrying so many creditors. The downside is that you may end up paying more interest overall. So next, let's try the highest interest rate first. With this strategy, you pay the least amount of interest. You'll notice this is $1,000 cheaper, but it's going to be years before you pay off your first debt. So now let's look at a very powerful feature of this calculator where you can combine methods. With this avalanche strategy, you see that the card with the $400 balance isn't paid off for 22 months. So it would be nice to get the emotional boost of paying off at least that one first. So let's do it and see what happens. If you come up to this information table, then you can put in the exact order you want to pay off these debts. First, we'll start with that low balance card. Then we'll just pay them off according to interest rate. After you've done that, you can come down to the strategy and select Custom Lowest First. That means you'll start with number 1 and work your way up to 5, as opposed to 5 and working your way down to 1. So with this method, you'll see we'll knock out that first card after only 2 months, and the total interest paid is only going to be about $10 more than the avalanche method, and that's still over $1,000 cheaper than the lowest balance first strategy. This ability to customize a payoff strategy is one of the reasons that many financial advisors are using our calculator to help their clients. But that's not the only good thing about this. We also have this payment schedule tab, which will break out month by month for you how much you're going to be paying to each of your creditors. One great feature is this additional column, where you can put in what we call snowflakes. These are extra one-time payments above and beyond the total monthly payment. So if you have an unexpectedly good month and you can pay more than the $480, you can enter that value here. You can see that that updates the total snowball amount just for that 1 month. Remember, this is the amount that you're paying above your required minimum payments, so the snowball is flexible. For example, if you have a bad month, something comes up, you have to get a cavity filled or change something about your car, then you can reduce the amount of the snowball up to the total snowball amount. So if something comes up, you can just put in a negative value and how much you're not going to be able to pay that month, and that will reduce the total snowball amount. Of course, that's not ideal, but if you have to, then you can. It's also possible that at some point your interest rates will change. If that happens, then let's come back on this calculator tab. You will just make a whole new copy of this workbook, and you will update the date, the balance, the rate, and the payment for all of your different debts. And then you can start looking at those strategies, and maybe a different strategy will be more effective for you with the new rates. We have heard some great success stories from people using this calculator. Some of them have saved thousands of dollars. We wish you great success as you work towards becoming debt-free.